Hi, I'm Dennis Hansen. This is my Chevy C1500. Alright, so in this video I'm going to be putting the new power steering pump in. My last video I took the old one out. Here's the old one. Here's the new. When I took out the old one, I wound up getting this bracket off. Was able to get it off before I could pull the pump out, and it helped a lot. So I'm not going to put this bracket back on. I think there's 3 bolts, these 3 that hold the pump to this bracket, and that's more than enough. I can't see needing the other ones. Alright, so I did try to get the power steering pump back on with the hose on it, on the back of it, and I found that to be pretty tough. So what I wound up doing is bringing the pump like right here, and I was able to work it into there and get these. There's 3 bolts that you need to get started. Now I didn't make those too snug. That one I got to loosen a little bit. But what you want to do then is grab your high pressure hose, which is this one, and there's a port in the back of the power steering pump. You want to find that, insert that male into that port, and thread it by hand. Also, on that power steering pump, there's going to be a plug in the back of it, so make sure you take that out before you put that pump in, because you might struggle to get that thing out after the pump's in. Alright, so I was able to snug that high pressure power steering line, and the way I did it, I got down there, just behind the pitman arm. I left these 3 bolts a little bit loose where I could tip out the power steering pump, and I was able to get I think it's an 16 mil on that, and snugged it down. Make sure you kind of hold this over here, keep it down a little bit so it doesn't interfere with the return line. Alright, now that the pump's in, a couple things I want to do to prep. First thing, I'm going to put a little Vaseline on the inside of that pulley, and also on the power steering shaft. Not a lot, but enough to help it slide it on. Alright, the tool I'm going to be using, this is a 3/8 bolt. It's 16 threads per inch, and this pusher. And the way that it works is this thing will spin. As you're turning this on, it's going to push it down the threads. So you want to make sure you oil these threads really well. Also, this spinning part, this rotating part, I put oil down in there, let it seep in there so you get a good, there's not much friction. Alright. Okay, put my pusher together, I'm oiling all the threads. Okay. Take your pulley, put it by there by the shaft. Thread your pusher. You want to go ahead and run it all the way in, but don't run it hard, because you don't want to have a problem getting it back out. But just push, keep threading it into the pump. Okay, and then see if you can get everything kind of squared up. Then go ahead and snug the pusher on. And let's just make sure. Seems like it's a little out of kilter. So yeah, just do it by hand until it feels right. And now we're ready to start cranking on it. This bolt, I think, is a 17, and it holds this. And your wrench, I think it's an 18, but I'm using 11/16. And now it's just a matter of keep doing it, pushing it on there. And that will press on there. It's going to take you a while. Alright, so you can see the nose of the pulley is even with the output shaft. Alright, so the new pump's in. It's not that hard of a job. It's mostly you have to take your time. It's one of those that can be a real, can eat you up if you try to rush. Just take your time, get the right tools, and take your time. So my next step in my next video is going to be where I go into the power steering gearbox and replace the seals on the pitman arm shaft. Those are minor leaking, and it just so happens I have some new seals, so that's the next one. So thank you for watching.